Wow, it is Saturday. Woo! And before us, we have some of the authors of the amazing journal from My Whole Self Matters, the Empowerment Journey Journal. We are in the building, but not in the building yet. We will be in the building for real all together starting next weekend. But we wanted to come before all of you to just get you excited and pumped up because we're excited. Woo! We are so excited. So I wanted to share with you, my name is Sheena Moulton. For those that may not know me and those that do, here I am right before you, visionary of My Whole Self Matters. But it's not about me. This journey is about all the women that will be impacted by working on their mind, body, and their soul. We are so excited to be presenting My Whole Self Matters, and you have to be in the building with us next Friday, April the 5th, and next Saturday, April the 6th. Let me tell you, we're going to skip over the 5th right now because it's all about the 6th. What is going to be happening on Saturday, April the 6th. And here are the co-authors right here who are ready to tell you a little bit about themselves and why My Whole Self matters. All right, here we go. I'm getting ready to bring them on. All right, and we have Tiffany Hampton, India Carrington, and Danielle Hall in the building, along with Sheena Moulton. There are a few other authors, but they are working on some daunting tasks at the moment. So you will see them on another interview segment. So, ladies, and you don't have to do it in any particular order, please tell us, let us know, why does your whole self matter? Why? You don't have to fight for it. Anybody
I'll start off.
I thought y'all were still muted.
No, I think we're all unmuted. But I think it's important when you think about baking a cake, each ingredient matters. And if you leave something out, then the end product is going to be incomplete. There's going to be something missing. And so when we neglect certain parts of ourselves, certain parts of our makeup, then we're missing out on becoming whole. So I think it's important that we don't neglect any part of us, whether it be mind, body, spirit, or otherwise. All of it needs to be nurtured. All of it needs to be tended to so that we can, in fact, be made whole.
Amen. Okay.
That's
it. That's it. I just figured I'm next. My whole self matters. My whole self matters because, one, I'm a mother. I'm a older sister. I am a grandmother. I'm a friend. I'm all these things. And I wasn't always whole. And I knew what that looked like. And I always knew there was something great in me, something magnificent, but I couldn't reach it. And I always wanted to know why I couldn't reach it. And now I'm learning that it was mental baggage. And my whole self matters to me what type of mother I am, what type of wife I will be again, what type of grandmother I am. I'm leading people in my life. And that my whole self matters because I want my daughter to be whole. I want my daughter to be healed from some things. I want my grandson to grow up healthy. I want my mom to see me in my best. Even on my job, I want people to see me doing well. So my whole self matters because there's a lot at stake. We have a community that needs to be and whole. And it's going to take those who do the work on themselves to receive their healing, to know their truth, to take the blame off others and look at themselves and find healing for themselves and for their soul and walk in their beautiful bodies and accept who they are for us to change our communities. That's why my whole self matters.
Yes.
All right. Yes. And Tiffany.
For me, my whole self matters because once I identified my purpose, I realized that I couldn't be what God needed me to be if I'm broken and if I'm not whole. And so, like India was saying, a lot of people count on me, my family, my friends, those in my circle, those that God is bringing to me. So how can I make an impact or make a difference if I'm not whole, if I'm broken? And for me, my brokenness caused me to lose a lot. My brokenness caused me to lose relationships, friendships. I acted out of a place of anger and fear. And so I no longer wanted to be that person. And so I asked God to give me what I needed to heal and to be whole so that I can make an impact the way that he needed me to make an impact, and I can live a life of abundance, because he does tell us in his word that he called us to have peace, called us to be whole, and called us to live a life of abundance. And so I can't be peaceful. I can't have a life of abundance if I'm broken. I don't have to stay in that place. What happened. My past is not my purpose. My past has nothing to do with who God wanted me to be in this moment. So for me, my whole self matters because I need myself. I need to show up for me. And if I can't show up, how can I expect other people to show up for me? You know, so for me, it started with me. And now it's beyond me. But that's why my whole self matters, because I needed me.
Amen.
Wow. Ladies, you have really said something spectacular here. Even though it was individually, collectively, we all have an important piece about why we are important, why we should matter, and why we should work on ourselves. Our mind, our body, and souls matter. And when they are out of order, everything in our lives are out of order. You ever gone to a store and you've drunk too much water and you really got to go to the bathroom, and you go to that bathroom and that big sign stops you in your tracks and it says out of order. That crushes you. I know it's crushed me because for one, I got to find another alternative to get by. Right? But this is real talk.
That's
real. So literally, if I'm out of order, I'm not walking in my own self. I have to go to the alternative to try and get by. You hear people say, fake it till you make it, and all these different perspectives that they have. Well, guess what? That's old for me. That's the old me. That made me tired, exhausted, and all that, trying to fake something until you make something. What was I making? An easy bake pie? No way, right? So this is the real, true, authentic me. What you see is what you get.
Right.
Have to worry about it. If we are true blue, we are true blue. Where I see ourselves as my whole self matters is, you've heard me say this before, my sister's keeper. And so we're locking arms, literally, each other up as we walk and serve a purpose. It is a mission beyond a mission beyond a mission within a mission. We all have something to do. And it may be similar, it may not be, but we're doing it together because we don't want each other to fall. We are important factors in this earth, and we're God assigned. And I'm so excited that we are assigned. Like, he literally put all of you all together in this project. This is his will. Let his will be done. I didn't know what to expect when the call was put out there. But amazingly so, he knew. And even those that are not on this particular interview with us, in their own right, they all fit. All of us are the pieces to the puzzle to help people realize that their whole selves matter. Healed and whole. Healed and whole. I cannot say it enough. Because in actuality, when you work on yourself in that area, you'll find out you were healed and whole a long time ago. You just had to walk in it. You had to accept it for what it was and stop accepting what everybody else has said about you or what someone else has said about your life. What are you saying about yourself that is big positivity over yourself? Reclaim yourself. Reclaim your stories. As a good girlfriend of mine says, stop and interpreting the stories that people have written for your life and taking them as your own. Those stories are not true. So as you know, and as our audience knows, that you guys will be in a position to share a lot of your stories on Saturday, April the 6th and beyond. Like, this is growing ministry. This journal that's coming out is a testament to our faith of what we've been through, and that all that is tossed with forgetfulness, not to be heard of again, right? So it's allowing us to be able to minister to other people. What are your plans, if you can share with us, of where you see the journal going for other women? No particular order.
Well, for me, I'm hoping the journal reach the hands of brokenhearted women, women who feel forgotten and lost, women who, for me, the story that I talk about in the journal, it is about divorce a little bit. It's not really about the divorce, but it is about being in wrong relationships. Sometimes that's not talked about in the church, because the church always wants you to save your marriage. And I did that for a very long time when it wasn't saving me. So I'm hoping that my book will hit the hands of those who doesn't have the answer. I'm hoping that my book will cause them to draw closer to God, to know the truth and not the lie. That's the main thing, that the truth will set them free, and that God would give them their individual answer. I mean, they don't have to feel alone. You're never without help. You're never without God's care, because God cares. You know, women are not forgotten. Women are not, you know, we also have gentle and quiet spirits, but that doesn't mean weakness. It doesn't mean you don't matter, because our whole self does matter. It does matter who we're connected to. It does matter how we feel. It does matter that we have a voice. It does matter who we are in Christ. And it's, you know, I'm hoping that it reached the type of women who need to hear what I had to say, and have understanding, who need understanding. And when I say hopefully it reached those who are blind, I mean blind in understanding. I'm hoping that they find understanding in the truth, and that the truth will set them free.
Awesome. Thank you so much, India.
For me, I hope that it breaks barriers, breaks generational curses, that it frees people mentally. Like, one of the things I talk about is being molested by the pastor's son in the church, literally in the church. And so I want women to know, like India said, that you're not alone, but you have to trust God in helping you heal. You have to allow him into your heart, because one thing I learned about God is that he is a gentleman, and he is never going to force himself upon you. So you have to open your heart and be willing to allow God to help you heal and to carry you on this journey. And as long as you're willing to do that, then you'll see the end of the finish line. You'll end the pain. You'll end all of those things. But you have to have a heart. You have to have a mindset to heal. And so I think that it's important that we reach women who have that mindset, who are ready to heal, who need, like India said, who need understanding, who need to know that they are not alone, that they are loved, that they are queens, that they are worth way more than what they have experienced, and that they deserve God's best. And so I hope that it reaches those women across the globe, because this movement needs to be a global movement. It's not something where it's supposed to stay in one place. No, women of all races, all generations, all of that need to have their hands on this book and be able to say, you know what, my sister healed and I can do it too. My sister decided to become a victorious survivor, so I no longer have to be a victim either. What happened to me is not who I am. And so that's what I want women to get out of this.
Amen.
Absolutely. And just to piggyback on what both of you said, India, you mentioned about voice, and then both of you said that you are not alone. And that's something that's important for me for the women that I have the opportunity to minister to, as far as how the journal will be, or how I see it being utilized. Number one, it'll be an enhancement to the women that I already have the opportunity of ministering to. And one of the things that we want to create in Voice, which is the ministry that, you know, God has allowed me to birth for women who have been, in fact, sexually abused. And I talk about that a little bit, or I talk about the story of how Voice came to be in the journal. The premise is that, number one, you're not alone. You know, it wasn't your fault. You are not alone, but you will overcome. That's the third piece. And so the vision is that there will be a group of overcomers who help others to overcome. And so this journal will certainly help lend itself to that very thing. So it's like continuing to pay it forward, just helping others to overcome. So I don't know how far it's going to reach, but I'm expecting it to reach the masses because it needs to be, you know, exposed. For sure.
Oh, that is awesome, ladies. That is awesome. I am so excited that you guys have opened up yourself and talked about something that was so much a part of you, to the point that now you are released from it. And now others will be able to be released in their writing as well. Such a structure as a journal, to have your stories as a guide. Absolutely phenomenal, amazing ways for people to take out all of that baggage. In their poor little brain, give their brain a brain break, and put that information down on paper so that it is out of the process of all of that does not serve them. Then when God is healing them through that process, they can go back every now and again. I go back to a lot of my journals. And when I go back to those journals, I turn around and I look and be like, I laugh and say, oh man, that was so yesterday. That was so some years ago. And now I am a whole nother person. Myself is all the way together, feeling ministered to and conditioned, because my mind, my body, and my soul, you'll hear me say that all the time, it matters. You cannot be in business, whether it's for yourself or if you're working for someone else's company, and you're not all the way together. There are people doing it every day, but there are a lot of things that are being affected when you don't care in that way. So we are getting ready to sign out. We just wanted to come before you guys. As you see, I'm literally in my home office all the time, in my car. But I wanted to make sure that our audience had a chance to hear from some of our phenomenal authors in this project. And it's more than a project, it's a ministry. And so I'm just so thankful for them. And if you have not gotten your tickets, I don't know what y'all waiting for. Tomorrow is the last day, March the 31st. There is no persuading me for nothing else, because we are getting ready to start praising and worshiping and having a good time the remainder of the week. Who got time for tickets? Y'all better stop whatever time they say we on and go get your tickets. www.mywholeselfmatters.com. Get your tickets. And you can see any of us. And we got special rates for you. So if you go in there and you be like, oh, I can't get that ticket, then see one of the co-authors, see one of the ambassadors, see some of the speakers. Y'all are connected. Get your ticket, because we'll be there. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being on here. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the flesh, so I can hug on you and love on you, and so that we can connect and network with all of the people that are coming for My Whole Self Matters.
All right.
Thank you, Sheena.
Thank you.
Bye, Tiffany. Bye, Danielle.
Bye, India. Bye, Tiff. Bye, Sheena.